Hello boys and girls, today we're going to add patterns to our Laurel Burch cat drawings. I know you did your cat on black paper, but I'm going to show you today how to do lines on white paper so that you can see it better on the screen. Here's a cat that's finished. I finished drawing the cat and then I added line patterns. I have wavy lines on the head and curved lines we called spirals on the head. Then I have some horizontal lines, some zigzag lines, and I have some angle lines too. So I have a bunch of different kinds of lines. So we don't want to draw the same type of line over and over. We want to make sure that we use different types to make it more fun to look at. So I'm going to show you that step today. So here is a cat. This is probably what yours looks like. Today we're going to add patterns. So what you're going to use to give you some ideas is this paper. These are the different types of line families we learned about, and you're going to just choose your favorite ones or the ones that you're really good at drawing and add them to your cat. The first thing we want to do is add patterns on the cat's head, okay? So we're going to find blank spots on the head because we don't want to draw on top of the eyes and the whiskers, and so we don't want to cover up anything that we've already drawn. So I see an empty space right here in between the eyes and the ears, so I'm going to try to find a good line that'll fit right there, and also a line that I'm comfortable drawing, which I think would be the zigzag line. So I'm going to start right here, nice and slow. I want to make my lines nice and wide because I'm going to trace them with oil pastel later. So I don't want to put them too close together or too small because my oil pastel won't fit, okay? Now, I think I'm going to put some patterns on the cat's nose because there's a big empty space, and I don't want to leave any big empty spaces. So I think I'm going to draw, let's see, I think I'm going to draw some curved lines, but I'm going to kind of make up my own, like that. And if I draw more than one, that's another way to make it a pattern because it's repeated over and over. And I want to make them big enough so my oil pastel will fit, and I think they will. And then I have some empty space on the head around the whiskers. So I think I'm just going to draw a wavy line right here. That way I won't draw on top of the whiskers or the mouth. Okay? And then my cat's head is pretty full with patterns now. So I'm going to work on the body now. I've already drawn 3 different types of patterns. 1, 2, 3. So I just need to draw a couple more that are different, and I'll have very interesting patterns. Okay, I'm going to try to draw some wavy lines now again, except I'm going to make them look a little different than that. Okay, I'm going to try to make them like this paper. So I'm going to make them dip down really low like that. They're much different now, but they're still wavy, but they go much longer. And now I'm going to draw a spiral line in between. But I'm not just going to draw one. I'm going to kind of make them in a line like they're next to each other. A spiral line is kind of like making the number 6, except you keep going. And they also can be called cinnamon roll lines because they look like the top of a cinnamon roll. Just take your time, do them nice and neat. Whatever line you choose to draw them nice and neat. I'm going to do a wavy line again because I'm trying to make a pattern, so I'm doing the same one so that it repeats. And I'm going to do some more spiral lines. This time I'm going to do them the opposite way. Then I'm going to stop there and do something different now. I don't want the same thing over and over, so I have some room left at the bottom. I don't want to leave it blank, so we don't want to leave any big blank spots. So I didn't draw any straight lines yet. I think that's what I'm going to do next. So I'm going to draw a horizontal line. And I'm going to draw 2 because I have a plan to add a diagonal line in between. That's another kind of line on this sheet. So all the lines that I drew, I got ideas from this paper. And then I have an empty space at the bottom, so I'm going to draw more diagonal lines just to make sure I fill up my empty space. Okay, so when your cat is filled with lines from top to bottom, you may stop. Here is another example of a finished one. This one's a little different, but I'm going to put down the one I showed you at the beginning, because this one's very different. You don't want to make yours like Miss Dalmy's. You want to be creative and try to make your own designs, okay? After you fill up your cat with line patterns, you may stop.